Hi everyone, I have been asked to do a specific page from The Flower Year by Leila Duly. Now this is quite a complicated page, so I thought I would share some tips with you on how to make it a little bit simpler. And the first thing is the pencils that I'm using. I'm using my Staedtler Ergosoft. The lady who asked me to do this page told me what pencil she had so that I could use a set that she's got, and I picked the Ergosoft partly because it was a set I had, some of them I didn't, but also because there's only 36 pencils. That makes it a lot easier colouring a complex page, I find, if you've got a mix of pencils. Now this is the page, obviously it's not April anymore, it's May, but she wanted the April page, that's absolutely fine, it doesn't really matter. So the next thing I did, now Leila Duly, in the back of her book, she would tell you what all the plants are in the picture. So she's done that, and I have printed off some of the plants so I can try to start to identify what's in the picture. So we have bluebells, you can see those here, it's a bit small. We have cowslips, which I'm not sure, I think they might be these. We have fritillary, I haven't seen any of those in the picture, but I'm sure I will spot them somewhere. I haven't seen them when I was looking through. We have marsh marigolds, which actually are these. Don't know where the cowslips are, can't see those. We have pasque flower, never heard of them. They might be these, I'm not sure. We have primroses, again, they might be these. Don't know. We have ramsons, which are quite pointy, spiky ones. Can't see them. Red dead nettles. I can't see them either at the minute. Violets, I think the violets are these with the lines on. We have wild strawberries, haven't spotted them. Wood sorrel, no, that is this here. We have chaffinches, which are these birds, and a rabbit. So I printed off some pictures, so that's helped me a little bit as well. Now, where do we start? Well, what we do is put that to one side. We take our ribbon out so we can get that. I think we're going to zoom in somewhere, just get going. I think I might start by colouring all of the bluebells. Now the bluebells are slightly purpley blue. I am going to use this colour. In the Ergos. This is the 33, it's quite a dark blue, but I'm going to be careful with it. Now where are we in shot? Let's have a look. So I'm looking around here, I think this here, these are bluebells, so I'm just going to start. I'm just going to put a light layer of this down because it's a bit too blue. I'm going to put some purple on top in a minute. And I'm not doing anything special, I'm just layering down some colour. Partly because it's complicated, but partly because it's quite a small space. Just trying to work out. I was finding Leila Duly quite difficult. So many lines, really hard to work out quite what you're doing. I've just discovered, look, there's a flower in here that I hadn't spotted before, which might be one of the ones that I couldn't find. So I think, you know, another tip is to do some details, do some things that you can identify, and then you'll slowly, other bits sort of appear from behind, or, you know, you start to notice them. Are we still in shot? No, sorry. So I'm just going over these. So yeah, the bits sort of appear as we go. So here are all the bluebells. Now her later books, Walk in the Woods and what's it called, Beautiful Planet, because they're bigger, although they're a bit annoying because they're so big, they're oversized, they don't fit on your bookshelf, well, my bookshelf, there's more space, so the pictures aren't so small, so you can make them out a little bit. And in her very latest book she puts a little bit less detail in, which is nice, but in this book we have got the details, so we have to find a way to manage it, and it helps with any book with lots of detail really. Now my plan with this is to do about 20 minutes a day because it's a very daunting page and it could take us a year to finish it. I don't think it will, but you know, just to tackle a little bit at a time. Now I'm going to try and do this in one morning and record, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just looking for my next bit. I'm moving across. See, those aren't, they're the wrong way up. That's some violet, there's some sorrel. I'm sure. And what is interesting as well is the plants at the top are bigger than the ones at the bottom. I'm still looking through, bear with me. Let's see. These I'm sure aren't, that's the wrong way up. Those might be though. Let's do these. Yes, so the ones at the bottom are smaller, which is a little bit strange to me. I'm looking really carefully, sorry. It's tricky. I wasn't going to pretend it wasn't. Okay, now I can use the lavender, which is a 62, to go over all of those again so that we get a more purpley look. Okay. So, and also just to sort of block it in, make it more solid, because I want them to sort of stand out pretty. There we go. They look a bit dark, but you know, these will be a bit lighter, I think. And that is the colour that I want. So it might feel like we're being a bit more complicated by using less colours because I'm having to do 2 layers and blend them. But for me it makes it a little bit less daunting to have a, you know, with so many little details to try to colour. If I had a million different colours to choose from as well, I would just be totally overwhelmed. But we're all different in how we colour. So for you, you might find it easier with a page like this to have lots of colours to choose from. Okay, let's pull down a bit so I don't lose you like I did last time. Sorry about that. Now sometimes I find it's really hard to tell which little line and piece is which, whether it should be a flower or a leaf. Don't worry about it. Do the best you can do. Make a decision, stick with it, be confident in it, just go for it. If you can't tell what it should be, anyone else looking at it won't be able to tell either, so it just doesn't matter. Now I've seen a completed picture of, not this one, the May page, and the person doing it had used the same green for all of the leaves, and I was wondering whether that was a good idea. It would be an awful lot easier because you wouldn't have to try to decide which leaves were which. You could just colour them all. But it would mean that the only thing that would really stand out were the flowers. You wouldn't see the leaves, they would just be a big sort of green splodge. So I'm sort of thinking about that at the moment, whether that is a good idea or not. I can certainly see why it might be a good idea. The chaffinches are so small. They're quite an interesting colour as well, chaffinches. You may or may not. I haven't actually ever seen one, to be honest, in real. I've seen bullfinches and goldfinches, but never a chaffinch. And they've got orange belly. And it doesn't look, there's no line there in the one that picture I'm looking at. Some black on their wings, which we've got a bit there anyway, brown, some grey, black around them. It doesn't look like the one I've got a photo of, which is interesting. But I am going to just go for it. Use the photo I've got. Okay, that's all of them, isn't it? Okay. So that is our bluebells. Now I'm trying, I'm trying to work out where the cowslips are but I can't because they're the next thing on my list. I might do the violets because I can identify those by these lines coming. Oh, I'm pointing at one you can't see here. They've got these sort of lines coming down. Now the ones I have found look like that, and they're just a lavendery purple colour, quite pale actually. I'm going to grab this lavender again. This is the 62, and with a sort of pinky yellowy centre. So I'm just going to get going with these. On the ones in the picture I've got, there are lines on all of them, but not just that bit. But there are lots of different varieties of violets. So yeah, it varies. This is my first colour. I'm going to come back and do a few others, but what I'm going to do is do the basic petals on all of them. I'm just putting the colour down. I'm not doing anything special. And then when I found them all, there's one here, look, I'm going to come back to them and put the detail in with a few other colours. But I'm just going to do this first so I can identify where they are. It's quite a complex page, isn't it? And what I'm thinking is I'm bound to miss some. And then I'm going to have to come back and remember what I did. That's going to be fun. Right, we have one here, look. See, the problem I have is that I can't work out which leaves and stems belong to which flowers. So that's going to be slightly problematic when it comes to colouring them. But we'll just see how we go. Like the sorrel, for example, is really obvious, so that'll be good, but it's all the stems. Now, where's our next violet? I'm going down a page, looking. Oh, there's some at the bottom. I'm just double checking down the side. No. Oh, I think that's a cowslip. Maybe not. Here. Can you see? Yeah. I haven't zoomed in as close as I could. I know it's detailed, but I'm at risk of losing you a lot if I do that, because we're going to be working all over the place. So I just figured it'd be a bit easier to... I'm not sure how I'm going to colour this rabbit. I found a picture of a rabbit, but I've got nothing like those colours in my set of pencils. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, make something up. Okay, are there any more? I don't think there are. I'm just having a skim around. Oh no, there's one there, right in front of my face. See, I do wonder too, is that one? You know, I think it might be. I think these are the white ones. But if it is, then those are as well. I mean, you don't have to, of course, try and identify which flower is which and colour it like this. You can just colour all the flowers one colour and all the leaves another colour, and then you're done. I'm thinking this is a bud. I mean, not a bud, but you know, a one that isn't fully open. I'm going to colour that colour too. And this one here. I've got lots of grass down here as well. I'm just going to have another look because I probably missed another one. Oh, excuse me. I still haven't found the fritillary. Wondering where on earth that might be. I think that's it. So we're going to go in with our next colour. Now the centres are quite a bright pink. And it goes a little bit darker purple towards the centre. So we're starting with the violet, number 6. I'll show you on this one. This is the biggest one. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of violet here, just to make it a bit darker near the centre. And then in the middle, use this one. This is 61, sorry, the violet's sick. Like that. And do the same on this one. Let's just put in the 61. Back to the number 6. Putting a bit in here. Put a bit along where the petals overlap. I wonder how big she draws this. Whether she draws it this small, whether she draws it on an enormous piece of paper. Now I got these up here. And surely she can't draw it this small. Need the tiniest pen. I saw another post yesterday from someone, it was Hannah Lynn, actually Colour with Claire had shared it, about AI and how she's struggling. It's a very interesting thing, isn't it? I feel like I've had an AI book actually sent to me to review, and it just wasn't for me. It was awful. There were so many mistakes that I just felt that there was in every single picture there was something that I wouldn't be able to colour because it didn't look right, or I wouldn't know how to colour it. So I was just like, no. And the person who made it was really nice, and you know, and she said she made sure she used, I'm going to do the sorrel, and that'll be our last bit for today. I'm going to use 52. It's the wood sorrel, and I'm just going to do the leaves. There's quite a lot. But she said that, you know, she used copyright-free images to sort of copy. So she was very aware that she wasn't stealing people's work, which I thought was good. And so if someone's doing that, to be honest, they're not doing anything illegal, so we can't really be critical. I think if someone is stealing other people's work to make images, that's a whole different, I think there's one in here behind, that's a whole different issue entirely. But I still didn't like it, and I was really honest with her and just said, I can't do this justice because, you know, it's not my sort of thing and all that sort of thing. And she told me to give the book away, which I did. But it was really difficult. But people who steal other people's work and make images based on it and make them into books, that I have a huge problem with. That is illegal and cannot be tracked and traced. And it's as bad as someone doing a Johanna Basford copy or whatever, you know. Just isn't acceptable. It's theft. So, but I feel that artists who draw by hand and put a lot of work and effort into their, I'm just sharpening his pencil, into their work, obviously they put a lot more time in and they have to charge more money, but their work is so much better as a result and they deserve more money. So they're saying they're missing out, but I don't know, you know, people are downloading the AI stuff instead, and so they're not getting sales. But I think it's a really difficult thing to know whether that is correct in this current economic climate, whereas almost the whole world is less well off than they were, and so people can't afford to download as much. So are people downloading AI art instead of genuine artists' art? I mean, I don't know if I'm using the right words really, or I'm going over here. Or is it that people just aren't downloading as much anyway because they don't have the money, you know? And I realise it's an issue that the bigger illustrators like Johanna Basford and Hannah Carlson and Rita Berman, etc., probably don't have to really worry about, because they've got such a, is this one? I think it is, a fan base already that we're going to buy their work, and theirs stands out, and it's, you know, and also theirs is quite expensive anyway, because it's in high quality books. I think it's the people that produce self-publish or have cheaper books like Amazon paper and that sort of thing that might find they struggle more, because I don't know, that's what I feel. But having run a business for 20 years or more, I've had to chop and change what I do according to market demand all the time. And I'm very lucky because I've been able to do quite a few very different things. So I used to buy and sell books. Then I wrote ebooks and sold them and published other people's ebooks. And then I bought and sold second-hand books. I then did freelance writing. I did blogging as well, and then I did YouTube. So I've moved into some quite different fields. A sort of jack of all trades, master of none, I guess. But you know, if art was the only thing I could do, you know, drawing or whatever, making, I think I would find it harder. But I don't know. It's I sort of feel that, you know, we have to adapt to new markets, to changing markets, to competition. And I think making sure, it's good to make people aware that not all work is hand-drawn. I think it's important to understand the difference, and that, you know, and to know what to look out for in an AI book. Now, the AI books that I've seen are usually grayscale, and they usually have errors in things that you can't work out how to colour. I'm looking to see, I think that might be it for the wood sorrel. Unless that, I don't think so. Okay, we've got, one flower in our wood sorrel. There. Now wood sorrel is yellow, very, very yellow. So I'm going to grab a couple of yellows. Going to use the number 11 in the centre with the little stamens. Now I'm wondering actually whether these two are as well, and there's some here. And then the number 1. So I think I'm probably got quite a controversial viewpoint in the fact that I don't think all AI art is wrong. I think it's, as long as it's using copyright-free images, then that can be sold. Then it's not illegal, but I just don't like it, if that makes sense. I'm going to do these stems as well with our sharpened 52. I've gone too long. I wanted to make this bit shorter, but never mind. 52. Because I realise, partly because this is quite a daunting page, and I don't want to overwhelm you. But on the other hand, if I don't keep it a reasonable length, it'll take us 50 years to finish it. It's quite a long time, 50 years. Right. Now down here, I'm going to do the stems first. I think that's one there that comes up here. Whoops. And all the way onto here. I can hear my husband and son unstacking the dishwasher. I was a bit naughty and I left it for them because neither of them are working today, and I am. Well, colouring is work, isn't it? It brings me an income, so you know, and I need to contribute more. So yeah. Now these little bits behind that look like ferns are really cute. I don't know what they are. See, although she tells us, you know, what some of the things are, we still don't get all of them. There's a bit more here. I'm just looking at the top, getting distracted, making sure there's no flowers there. Yes, so although we get told what most of it, some of it is, not all of it, so we have to guess some of it. I've just done a Leila Duly from Walk in the Woods, and I had the same problem. Some of the leaves just weren't identified. I just had fun making it up. So back to our 52, just to finish these stems here. So many stems. I think if we start at the plant and then follow the stem down, we'll know we've got the right one. There we go. I'm just checking to make sure I've got it all. I think so. Just it's not intense enough for my liking. I find yellow can be a bit wishy-washy. There we go. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. It looks like I've done nearly nothing, but I yabbered on a bit, didn't I? What does my son say? Yapped. I yapped a bit. So here's part one. That's where we are. Oops. There we go. So thank you for watching today. Come back tomorrow for the next bit. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I shall make up my mind first. I want to put a bit more colour in. But there we are for today. Thank you for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.